And I'll also be having it on live on YouTube. So that is, I know that those are both done. Great. Welcome to you all this evening. And what we have this evening is you should have received in your regular session, you should have gotten your new assignment. And the new assignment is due on October 6th. Next Monday, which is the 29th of September, I can't believe September's almost over, I will be giving you a detailed study guide. So you'll have a detailed study guide on the 29th. And on October 6th, I will be giving you a full review. So you'll have a study guide on September 29th. You can go over that and you can study any way you'd like with any tools that you'd like to use. And then on the 6th, I will answer any questions that are not clear to you, any concepts that are not clear. And then on the 8th, we will meet in person to take the exam. I'll end class early today, and if you have any personal issues or something you'd like to discuss, I'll stay a bit with that. Otherwise, we can discuss it on the 29th. Okay, so I'm recording. And at this point, Lily, do you want to share your screen or do you want me to share mine? Either way, I don't mind.
It doesn't matter, but I could share my screen.
Okay,
You could
so
just tell me what you want me to show first, and
okay, so share your screen, Lily.
okay.
And then
So this is the assignment.
hold on, I don't see it.
Hopefully you
Okay,
see it. You see it
okay,
now?
okay. So why don't we go to these? This is the audit assignment. What I'd like you to do is this is in the regular section. So go in the right. So let's go to what's due first.
Okay.
Okay, so what's due today is the 24th. So let's just stay with the assignment for the 24th. So today, what was due is the Google Notebook LM with the assignments that you should have done, and each student should have picked a chapter, but your group, each person in your group needs to pick a different chapter. So together as a group, you've covered all the chapters. All those chapters from chapter 1, TG1, TG2, 4 and 5 will be covered on the test. So you can see at this time, when you had the information security, that is the last chapter that we will cover for the test. Any questions on that? You can unmic yourself if you have any questions or put it. Any questions? So that is due today. Hopefully that you've gotten this in by today. Once you've gotten this, then what your next assignment is done is due on Monday, October 6th. So you have some time, and what I'd like you to do as a group, the earlier you do it, the better it is. And you want to go over that? No, this time in, Lily. For
Yeah, sure. I'll go to I'll go to the rubric. I think it might just be easier to talk through the rubric and then show them
So
the sample.
right, so this is basically the audit assignment instructions, right? When you're talking about that we've cleared up that they see in the audit assignment. Okay, so go through it and I'll just mention some things.
So similar to the individual assignment, you all are going to be accessing Notebook LM in the chapter that you did your individual assignment on. And so basically before you start the meeting, it's important that you coordinate with your group members like a good time to meet and what specifically you're going to talk about during the meeting. So basically you're all going to get together. Each of you are going to take turns sharing your screen and talking about different aspects of Notebook LM, such as like the mind map, the study guide, the multiple choice questions you created. And then after you're done with that, you're going to talk about what you take away from doing the individual assignment, or like just some things that you take away just hearing from others in general while you're doing the group assignment. It's pretty simple as long as you coordinate with your group what you're going to talk about first, so it's a nice, clean, smooth video. Anything else, Dr. Rush?
Yeah, what I'd like you to emphasize is take a step back. And as we talked about this type of you want to go to the where we called it AI powered research assessment, take a look at it. And what I'd like you to do, and this is a great example, you can see here is your recording link from Zoom, your YouTube live stream, which you will be doing just like you did before. This will be your Zoom AI companion who attended your meeting. And from each of you, what I'd like to see is your reflection on the issues, the improvement ideas. Notice Google was one of the first vendors to come up with this idea, and they basically really just came up with it ad hoc. And this really went viral, especially people were real impressed in the beginning of podcasting. It sounds like a podcasting, the banter. Then they started with joining in the podcast, though that part was not recorded. Then they started with basically with the study guides, the flashcards. Every time they're doing improvements, and other vendors are getting on the bandwagon. They didn't expect this to be so successful. And what I'd like you to see is that we have what we call an individual license, which is with your own Google account. And then if you can you use Notebook LM through your university account? Is you can, but it's difficult in terms of sharing. They have an enterprise they're working on, and they do have an existing, what we call an enterprise version, just like we have a Zoom version that we're working on, where everyone in the organization can then just be sharing their results within the organization. There's differences between sharing within the organization. Sometimes you want to keep your information private. Sometimes you want to keep it public. So these are the areas. So I'd like you to look at it of a way to reflect and say, where could you possibly use this in terms of studying, definitely within the education environment, but also in the business environment? Does this have any applicability for the business environment? So I'd like each of you to put in within your recordings and also on paper your reflections, the issues you have. Notice in the slideshow and the podcast, it takes a lot longer. That needs to be improved. They're improving all of this all the time. Notice since some of these features they're putting in, and it's really, in my own opinion, it's almost like in a beta form. They still need to improve in terms of their way to process this. Some of it is taking longer than we expect. So talk about those improvement issues that you would like. So this is something, that I think gives you a reflection and that you could communicate as potential consultants, AI consultants, you could communicate this to your clients or potential clients. Questions on that? I know that some of you are having difficulties with meeting in your groups, but this group work is essential in this class. So Lily sometimes is feeling bad because we've all been in groups where you cannot fire your group members. You know, this is not like industry where you are the boss and you can say, you know, this person is not meeting my expectations. I also understand people have outside commitments, but you as a group have to figure out how, if it has to be very late at night, early in the morning, there has to be some way that you folks have to find compatible times to work together. Any questions about this? Kristen, you have any questions? This is pretty straightforward. You can unmic yourself.
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay. If
I have
you,
a couple of quick things to say, like just about assignments in general. When I've been grading, I've noticed that like some people don't like take credit for what they did during the meeting. Like for some of the group ones, some of the people didn't write down like what third-party software they were talking about during the meeting within the written portion of it, and I had to like take points off for something as
what does
silly
that
as
mean?
that.
Can
Like,
you?
yeah, I'll show you. It's more of like that we need to make sure that let's see. See how in this group, I don't think I did for this assignment. Oh no, yeah. See how this group, everyone has their video and they put
Right.
down each of what screen recording software they used and the recording itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like kind of like taking credit for being a part of that video and being a part of the assignment. So it's just like it's an important thing to do.
Okay. And
Um, and make sure to for the next assignment to do that as well.
of what your contributions were.
Yeah, right.
So in the next assignment, so given that's the fact, let's go back to what you have in group 0 for the next assignment, which you call AI powered research. So
Well, it's especially important for this assignment because you're going to have to write out your own reflection.
yes, okay.
Um,
Everybody, and you will not get credit if you're not putting, I understand you will not get credit if you're not putting in your own reflections in there. Yeah. That's important. And it's important to look at it as a whole and then drill down to really which features seem to be that really you can see that are helpful, which features seem to be having issues, what other features do you think would be of interest? I think that is important there. Okay. Anything else on that? Connor, how's that? You understand the assignment, Connor?
Yep, looks good.
Okay, so it's a way in which you can reflect. Remember, we were talking about it, Connor, that you were even saying before that Chat GPT, you feel more comfortable even in studying for the exam and some of those issues. So talk about what does Chat GPT have over this one? This has some of the ones where you could do the slideshows. What would you want to improve in terms of the slideshows or the podcasts? It would be of interest. Okay, now if you can go back to, we're finished on that. If you could go back to our regular course. And if you go to the what's due section, let's go to the syllabus. And notice it was updated today, Lily. And if we go down to the, let's go down, yeah, and then if you can just hone in, so we're talking about today of, thank you. If we're talking about today, which is, it's September 24th, that we're talking about the information where we talk about the notebook assignment being due on September 29th. If you put a note there, I mean, just highlight that. On September 29th, I'll be giving, and then you can make a point, maybe even just to tell Daniel Lilly at that point, he can put that in the course syllabus. Though he does say that, yeah, we'll be giving out the review study guide. He's done that. And we also will be given, we'll have a guest speaker. Who have I invited? I've invited the director of IT security at the University of Miami. Remember, Kristen, that we went and we saw last time the IT website for security. Well, let's have it come to life. So I've asked the director of security to come to the class and talk about the do's and don'ts. And also we can get information from her about security, and we'll be having a conversation. So I'd like you beforehand even just to think about questions, like 1 or 2 questions that you would have for the 29th that you can think about, that you would like to, that's not clear to you, and also not only helping us per the exam from the information security, but for your own personal details. She also will be talking about her own role in the university and security. And she will also be talking about positions in the university. They have internships available. They have a number of positions available. What would it be like to be for information security? So she will be coming in as a guest speaker, and we'll have a conversation. So what's nice is I'll have Lily spotlight us. You remember, Lily, that we were learning, so we can spotlight the speaker, spotlight myself, and we'll also be opening it up for questions for everyone. So I expect everyone to be here. Everybody, is from my class. I'm so proud of you that you're all polite and engaged, so we can engage her in a conversation and let her know. I've been telling her that they haven't been as transparent as I wish they could have, that none of us even knew who the director of security was, what they do, their awareness, and they need to improve, and that we could sometimes even be their focus group and give them feedback. And you can give them feedback, things that you don't like about the security, even questions. Why are we doing some of the security issues that we have? Okay, and then you'll see as well, next Wednesday on October 1st, we will not have class. So you have that whole week. Well, you'll have that whole week then to do the next assignment plus study for the exam. And on October 6th, that Monday, I will be answering any questions that you have about the exam. And I will also review for you in detail things. If you don't have questions, I'll be focusing in on things that I think that need to be emphasized. And on October 8th, we'll be doing an in-person exam. We'll be giving you information about that, but you'll need to bring your pictured ID. You'll be needing to come on time. And if you need additional time that you've been allowed, you will get that. But I want everybody to be in the lab together. So I will be there. Lily will be there, so we can answer any possible questions that come about. There's always, right? One of the things we can think about, Joe, is we'll always have issues, right? With hardware, software. So guess what, Joe? You need to bring in a laptop just in case your computer doesn't work. I'll also have the IT people for the School of Business coming, and I'll have them also bring a mic for my voice, that they'll mic me, and also we'll be doing that. After the exam, just so you know, then we will be, we have, which is nice, you have a fall break on the following Monday and Tuesday, and we'll be coming back to class, talking about the class, and also we will be talking about our project, which will consist of 25%, which will be a group project where each group will be working as AI consultants in a certain area. So it'll be either real estate, it'll be wealth management, marketing. You choose which part that you have. Okay, so that we will be doing. So the second part of the semester will be very much group-based, where each week we will have parts that you need to accomplish, and it's important to accomplish. And at the very near the end, if you go down a little bit on the course syllabus, right, we have, can you page down a little bit? Yeah, right. On November 17th, we'll have the exam. We will have fewer chapters that we will go over from the book. We will have a couple of chapters probably that we will review again. And then we'll have then on November 17th, we'll have the exam. The second exam will be the same format of the exam. And on December 1st, right after Thanksgiving, you will present to me, each group, of course, on Zoom, we will, your group project, I will give you feedback, and then at the time of the final exam, you will submit your final project. So we will not have per se a final exam. We'll have our second exam on December 1st. Okay, the rest of the semester. So that'll be exciting in terms of I've had academic partnerships where we'll have a number of companies come in and allow us to use their software, and they'll give us their business project that you will then be able to take with you. Any other comments, Lily, that you would like to let us know? So you want to stop sharing?
Yeah, I'll stop sharing.
So that's basically it. What I can see is that's the nice thing. So you have, I'm not going to micromanage any groups here, but if you have any issues, please reach out to Lily if that's not it. Anytime you have any issues that Lily can't deal with, I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. We're here for you. And that's it. And I apologize that I need to rest my voice here, but I just want to make sure that everyone is straight on what's next. So we'll meet on Monday. I suggest you get with your groups, decide what you're going to be focusing in upon. And it's a nice opportunity to get the reflection and step back and say, what did we just do? And what are the pros? What are the cons? How do certain things work? What could we suggest if Google asked us, how could we improve that product? Or maybe if you thought to yourself, what should other vendors do? Because now everybody's just eyeing each other's products. So Microsoft is trying to do the products. Others are trying to do similar types of products. Adobe is trying to get into it for production purposes. Okay, anything else? So today I'm not going to be taking attendance. I know a number of you people are disappointed, but since it's a shortened class, we won't do attendance today. We'll do it on Monday. Attendance will be here. We'll do the study guide on Monday. We'll have a nice discussion. I've asked, I want to go through the study guide first on Monday, and then we'll have the guest speaker come in. I want to make sure that you are well prepared for the exam. So everybody understands the technology, all the terms, and then we can get our hands, basically our sleeves rolled up and dig into it. I think that's the fun part, and I think that's invaluable for you, is having the skills, and then you can showcase, this is what I've done. You'll have your own domain name, you'll have your own URL. Stay with me if you have questions. Again, I appreciate Lily for all she does for us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I apologize for my
Bye, thank you.
okay.
What do you want me to do about group 5?
Hold on, let me I'm recording.
Hmm.
We wanna